I wear my heart on my sleeve, but you can't see these hidden wounds inside of me. I smile bright and laugh all loud, but beneath the shine I'm lost in clouds. Late at night when stars grow dim, I fight the battles deep within. You look at me, you see no pains, yet my mind's caught in heavy rains. Unseen scars, they tell a story of silent wars and faded glory. You look at me, you see no pains, yet my mind's caught in heavy rains. Unseen scars, they tell a story of silent wars and faded glory. You see the picture, but not the truth. These hidden scars are my proof. In the daylight I seem all fine, but shadows creep up every time. You think I'm whole, but I've broken parts, a fractured soul with trembling starts.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Sandra.
Hi, Sandra. I'm Ravi.
Hi, Ravi. Very nice to meet with
Nice to
you.
meet you as well.
Yeah. I came to that Citadel artist community because there is open studios and art show. So I'm interested. And I tried to find out then which galleries I should go. And then I realized that there's on fourth floor, there's...
It's
Can
awesome.
I
Thank
interview
you.
you?
Of course. Thank you for coming, and yeah, welcome to my studio.
Yeah. And because I saw that this painting, so it's a little different from the other artist books, very neat and tidy, you know, thinking of the color compositions and the contemporary colors and so on and so forth. But this one is quite different. So can you elaborate a little more about that?
It's more of an experimental work for me.
Okay.
So this is like one of its kind, like you say. It's very different from my other pieces that you see in the gallery.
Yeah.
It's on paper, but mostly, yeah, it's basic. It's nothing fancy paper. It's just basic butcher's paper. So
Yeah.
something, yeah, just butcher's
okay.
paper, like like it's a
Wrapping.
thick brown paper
Yes.
that you actually wrap
The stuff.
meat
Yeah.
or other things like grocery bags,
Okay.
So I basically use this just to try out a couple of things, mostly because I'm very inspired by this famous living artist who is based out of LA. His name is Mark Bradford. So I love his work. I get a lot of inspiration from him.
Okay.
And obviously, I'm not trying to copy his work, but this is my interpretation of, let's say that form of technique or style. But this is my version, completely original. This is my version.
Yeah.
So basically, this is what I'm trying to show is almost like a scan of my brain, of my thoughts.
Okay.
So if you look at a landscape, right? When you look at a landscape
From the
drawing,
drone
yeah,
point of view?
yeah,
Okay.
from
Outside.
yeah, an aerial view. If you look
Okay.
at a landscape, if you look at a professional landscape drawing, what's called as a topography, right? There's a lot of lines, there's latitude, longitude, and all that stuff, right? So our brain is also a landscape. It's a landscape of thoughts, a landscape of emotions, landscape of
Your
things, ideas,
and,
how we make decisions, how we interact with people,
yeah.
how we store memory, how we delete memory, how do we block certain memories, develop new memories, and patch. There's a lot of patch and remove. There's a lot. Our brain is so
The
fascinating.
whole life.
Yeah, everything, right?
Yes.
It's so endless. So So the whole concept, is basically, I have, the choice of my colors. I do have certain colors that I get drawn to. So obviously at the time when I was painting, I was drawn to the specific color.
And this is the primary colors you want to use, kind of the yellow, red, blue.
Yeah, usually I use a lot of yellows. I love the yellows. Most of my initial washes are yellows and blues. And then obviously, things
Red.
change over time. There's red, there's white. But again, the interesting part about this
Yeah,
work,
I noticed
every-
that layers and
yes,
layers
every
of
layer,
the
yes,
papers.
yes, every
Yeah.
layer has a different color.
Yeah.
So this one has black, this one has white, this one has
Oh, yeah.
black, white. So
Nice.
there's like
Yeah.
black and white, black and white.
Yes, yes.
Because sometimes, like when you look at like
It's
different,
differently.
like dreams.
Yeah.
When you dream, sometimes it's very interesting. Like when I dream, I don't know how it is for you. When I dream, sometimes it's black and white, sometimes it's color.
Yes.
So it's very confusing. So sometimes when I wake up, like, was my dream black and white or was it color? Like, do we actually dream in color? Which I still don't know. Sometimes I'll wake up and, oh
Yeah.
wow, I saw a lot of reds, I saw a lot of yellows. But some days I'll wake up and I'll say, oh, I saw black and white. So that's what it is. So basically, it's a representation of my dreams. So it's black, white, black, white, black, white, right? And then what I did was, after I had the initial washes, I started ripping these pieces. So ripping these pieces basically brings out different
Some have to
layers.
remove from
Yeah,
your brain.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm removing old memories.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
patching with new memories.
New memories
So there's
and
new paint, there's
changing
removal.
of
So as you can
brains.
see, as I'm removing, there's like different, you can see different
layers
layers.
are coming
Yeah,
out.
different
Yes.
layers.
Yeah.
And then these lines, they don't have a specific meaning, but that's my composition, right? So yeah, it's basically.
Kind of your mind mapping, and
It's
sometimes
exactly.
we need the rewiring of
Right.
our map, rewiring of our mindset.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a very nice piece. Can say that. People might think that is the bullshit because
Yeah,
it has the specific meanings to you, and when you explain, it has the specific meanings to all other people. I
yeah.
appreciate that. Thank you.
It's still. I don't know if
Working
it's
on it,
complete.
right?
I might still work
Working
on
on
it.
it. Yeah.
So usually most of my work, that's how I do. Like I'll finish a piece, and then a few months later, something comes up,
Yes.
I'll rework.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so next time you see this piece, it'll be a different piece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you start another set of works.
Yeah, I think I will. I am going to make more of this kind of work because again, this is a little bit experimental. So my next set of pieces
You will get
may
another.
may develop into a different,
Yes.
it might transition to something.
Yeah. As we get aging and older, changing of the mindsets and the perceptions and everything. Yeah. I'm getting older. I realized that after losing of my mind was totally changed.
Mhm.
Kind of things that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a mapping of my thoughts, emotions, and memory.
Yeah.
It's a lot of chaos because life is all about chaos and organization, right? So you need to find balance between the two. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of chaos, but there's also a lot of organization by the lines.
Yeah.
There is movement with the lines, but it's defining something.
Yeah. You have your own meanings and own definitions.
Yes.
Understand? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. And this one is a little bit see the subject metals, I think, and there's one the brush was there. Yeah, I'll stick with the paint, I suppose. And that's the dripping lines. And so can you a little more about your inspiration or your ideas behind it?
This one, I've worked on this piece. It's been reworked so many times. To be honest, there is no meaning to
Yeah.
it. Sometimes when I paint, I will paint something just because I want to paint because it makes me happy.
Understand.
Sometimes, so yeah, when you say inspiration, it's kind of, that's a really tough question because my work mostly is characterized by spontaneity. I work with spontaneity, but I also work with a lot of geometric shapes.
Oh, you like
Geometric
it.
shapes, line, form. So there's chaos, spontaneous flow of paint, and there is geometry, such as life. Our life is chaotic.
Yeah.
At the same time, we are
Organized
bounded
parts.
by rules. We are bounded
Yes.
by,
Discipline.
yeah, discipline.
Yeah.
So there's geometry
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what it is.
Why?
Why I decided to put that brush? I don't know. I was like, you know what? Yeah, because someday in the future I want to explore my creative aspect in sculpture. So it's again, it's an experimental piece.
Yeah.
Something that I did for fun.
Is that some words or the text?
It's interesting that you say that. So yeah, my initial painting when I painted this many years ago, I used to have some text. It's interesting that you're the first person to say this. There used to be some text, but I didn't like that piece,
Yes.
so I kind of scratched it and I painted over
Yeah.
it.
I saw, yeah. Yeah, that's the way it happens to many artists. And that is,
This is my
why?
this is my really old work. So I'm a self-taught artist, so I've transitioned from exploring different types of making art. So I used to do figurative stuff. So this is a phase in my creative
Yeah,
time.
wonderful things.
when I used to paint figurative. So this is actually me and my nephew. My nephew, I think he was around 6, 7 years old. Yeah, and now he's in college. So it's a very sentimental piece.
Yes.
And so
Yeah, that's nice too, because it attracts the white color to my eyes when I come in. Yeah, the others is later, it attracts me. And I notice that that's a little boy bag. Yeah, that's nice. Sweet memory.
thank you.
Yeah, what about these? These are also the different things.
So so this was a part of a series. This one, most of these pieces on that wall, and this piece. So this was part of a series that I had to show a few years back. It's called Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis.
So basic definition of metamorphosis.
Yeah, I
right?
realized that
Yeah.
the color choices are quite
Yeah,
same color.
very
things
similar.
like that.
So it's like evolving, like metamorphosis, like you're evolving into something else. So this was a phase where I really started to
Change.
kind of explore or kind of define my technique. So new things, and this is like, I can say now that if you look at most of my new work, this is like my style. So this was me as an artist. I kind of, to get here, it took me 10 years.
Traditions or something.
It took me 10 years to just explore, find my way, find my technique, find my tools, find my palette. So
So
when I
it
showed this
seems
work,
like you use the big brushes, kind of 3 inches, 4 inches kind of brushes, or
so most of my paintings, I don't use brushes.
no, you
Yeah.
don't use brushes.
I don't use brushes.
Oh.
I use brushes only for the basic wash. So I usually have initial wash,
Okay.
right? But then most of my tools,
Yes.
I use Home Depot stuff.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So I use Home Depot stuff. This is
Okay.
from Home Depot.
Mhm.
Sometimes I use
Yeah.
credit cards, old credit cards,
Yeah.
or things that I find.
Kind of that's a palette effect.
Yeah,
Palette knife.
yeah, exactly. This
Yeah.
is like a construction.
Yes.
Quality,
Big,
so-
big palette.
Yeah, so usually when I paint, I don't paint hanging my work. I usually,
On the floor.
I usually have my canvas on the floor. And for me, when I paint, I don't paint in one direction. For me, painting is dancing. So I go around.
Yes.
Go around. So one day I'll start my painting this way, next day I'll be here. So I'll keep going around. So I don't have like a very strict position. I'll
Free.
decide, yeah, I'll do it free.
Free, but
I'll
only-
decide
yeah.
towards the end. Okay,
Don't
this
say
is-
think of the
Yeah.
rules or the whatever.
Kind of, I don't confine myself. I have an idea of an image. I have the composition. Okay, this is how I want my painting to be. But then, I think when I paint, I don't restrict myself in one position. I'll go around.
Okay.
Although
It's just that.
this is.
Yeah.
I mean, I did think about where to put the color. I don't randomly put colors. I'll think about where, like, I wanted this orange to be here. So I have the composition. So this particular piece is called convoluted. Yeah. So a lot of that time of my life, there was a lot of craziness happening, so a lot of confusion and a lot of chaos. So that's why there's a lot happening.
Yeah,
here.
stroke all
Yeah.
these things out.
Yeah,
onto
a lot
this
of-
canvas.
Exactly, a lot happening here, a lot of different textures. I paint in a lot of layers.
Lots of textures.
There is like different textures. I use again a lot of different materials.
Mixed media.
Yes, mixed media. And then
But the medium is acrylic.
it's acrylic. It's all acrylic. I use acrylic. I use some pastel. I use some oil pastel, oil stick. So I made some line work with pencil.
Yeah, that is kind of the black and gray and white things that is different from the other pieces. So that is at the same time you created.
No, not really. This was, I painted this. This is maybe one of my recent pieces.
Oh,
I
that's
painted this in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2023. Yeah, end of 2022, 2023. It's untitled. It's actually my favorite piece.
Yeah.
Is there a meaning to it? I don't know. I don't have a meaning to it. It's
But in
untitled.
my eye is maybe right, maybe wrong. That's a kind of a female body.
It's very interesting. A lot of people say
That's
that.
a breast and that's a thigh and body parts and that's a hand and there's a neck. That in my eye that's a muscles bicep of the forearm kind of. That's
Yeah,
in my
then,
eyes.
I mean, I have heard a few people comment similarly. They've said, there is like anatomy, like human figures. I think, even as a male, like I think every male person also has that feminine energy, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I was just
At the
painting
time
it,
it's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about it,
something.
but it just came out. Again, similar ideas. There's a lot of flow, but I like to kind of define my painting. Although it's a lot of fluid work, I like to define it with a line.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
And
think
that's like, taking you away. Oh wow, okay. There is flow, but there's also organization. Sorry.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense, yeah. Okay, there's some, the pinkish things, it's a little different, so,
Yeah, suppose.
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so what about that, this one, colors, composition?
Yeah, they're from the same
The same
phase.
type?
Yeah, same
Yeah.
phase on that side. So these are untitled. I don't think these are finished yet.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be working on these,
Yeah.
but a very similar kind of
Yeah.
technique.
And this one is the highly texturized piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one I actually painted during COVID.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, I basically used the masks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't worry, these are all sterilized masks. So remember at the time when we used so many masks
Yes,
every day,
masks.
right? So
Yeah.
there's like so many, we were disposing so many masks. So
You
I
cut out the mask.
yeah, so I
and,
cut out the mask. So basically,
stick to that.
yeah, so basically the idea was, we didn't know what was happening at the time.
Yeah, very controversial,
We saw
yeah.
such a very
Scary time.
dark phase of
Dark
the time.
phase,
There were
yes,
so many
right.
deaths.
Yes, that's
I
right.
mean, I'm originally from India, right? So
There's
I saw-
also parts and
it
parts
was-
of
yeah,
the bodies
there were like so many people, bodies that I saw on social media, like people just dying left and right. It was such a scary time.
Yeah.
So for me, obviously I'm showing a lot of darkness, darkness, a lot of redness, and there's a lot of, obviously sadness. Black, of course, black has
Sad.
beauty and sadness, and it's got both, right? Both ends. But then I think the cutouts were basically me laying out like dead bodies. So these are basically graveyards.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
it's just laying out.
Yeah, I feel that agree. Yeah.
So then, because of COVID, people started moving away from
Communities.
communities. So there was this transition, right?
Yes.
So a lot of death, a lot of transitioning. So you find a lot of movement going from down, from death to having things getting better. So then there's some hope, there's some light. Although it's not completely gone, people are still dying, but then sort of it's cut out. Now you have the full masks. So basically that's showing oh, there is hope.
That is a kind of photo essay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a little more lighthearted. This is more
Yes.
a little more yellows and
Less mask.
less dark.
Yeah.
So it has a little more color and
That is after a little.
yeah, that's when things started
Better.
getting better, right? So I was gonna pay more, but then I decided, I think I'm already over the COVID phase.
So the mask is actually, in fact, that is the originally black or you painted black.
No, this is just original.
Originally black. Okay, I see. Okay.
But then I dyed all the masks, so that's why you see different colors.
Colors. Yeah.
So I dipped in different.
I can feel that. That's a kind of the photo essays that it tells that there is a little ease situation, the condition is a little better.
Yeah, that's why you see the different color, right?
Yes. Thank you. And you want to add some more about these?
So this is another set.
Yes.
It's from the same series, Metamorphosis, but these two are called Neural Network. Neural Network.
Oh, okay.
Neural Network 1 and 2. So basically, it's again, fascinated with the idea of the brain and the neurons, how as human beings, how smart we are. Like, it's a smart thing to be alive. Like, how do we make those? How do we get those thoughts? How do we see color? How do we? There's so many things that it's a brilliant machine. Like, yeah, we're a brilliant machine. So basically, it's another landscape. So that's why I was kind of inspired by a trip that I made a few years ago in Utah, and I came up with this this landscape called it's actually a national park called Kodachrome, and the beauty about Kodachrome, the mountains around there had these beautiful textures. So every time the light hits at a certain angle, it would diffuse or give out different color. So the mountain would have like 6 different colors: orange, yellow, black, green. So that's what I was trying to create here. So there's like different textures and different colors, the light hitting, and these are our neurons. At the same time, it's a landscape, a lot of personal energy. Like when I see color, when I see a beautiful landscape, my brain gets excited. Whoa, how can I show this in the canvas?
Okay, you got that idea from those.
Similarly, this.
Yes.
Same thing. Same thing with that one. The same. That one is called Kodachrome.
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 Okay.
Similar concept, lots of textures. And then
there's I can see the texture here. Yeah, this texture is in this pentagonal.
Yes.
This is in the vertical pattern.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. of the new ideas and concepts in it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nice. And what you would like to add more for today?
Yeah, I think my new work is making a lot of. I'm also working on the smaller ones. So these ones are more paper sculpture. So
Yeah.
I'm basically incorporating.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of
There's
paper
kind
cutting.
of the zooming things.
No, actually, this
Yeah.
is the reason I wanted to make a circle. So in Hinduism,
Yeah.
circle is a very, very powerful symbol.
Oh, I see.
Because the nature of infinity, like infinite. Circle is infinite.
Infinity.
There is no start or the beginning.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
There is no start or the end, right? The circle
Just circle.
it just
Yeah.
keeps going. Like
Yeah.
you can't really know
Yeah, where's the
where's the
ending,
beginning
where's
or
the
where's the
beginning,
end,
yeah.
right? So similarly
Mm-hmm.
with the universe,
Yes.
right? There is no, we don't know where the end is.
Oh, yeah.
we don't
yeah.
we don't even know where it
Oh,
began,
yeah,
right?
it's meaningful.
Yeah. So that was my idea to kind of work
That's
with.
on paper, right?
That's all on paper.
Watercolor paper or what?
Yeah, it's basic watercolor paper.
Watercolor papers.
I do washes in watercolor, and then
Watercolor.
this is all acrylic,
Acrylics
and this
yes,
is paper
the
cutting. Yeah,
papers
this
and-
is all paper cutting.
Oh yeah, that's another piece, but it's quite similar each other.
Yeah, they all have the same color
usage and the
palette.
patterns
Yeah,
and
they
so
all
on
have
and
the
so
same color
forth. Yeah,
palette.
yeah. This is not the circle.
No, this is not a circle.
This is somewhat different.
Yeah, this one. So when I did the cutout, I had the leftover pieces, so I made a piece out of it.
Okay, to be honest. Yeah. And
So, yeah, the circle is a fascinating,
mm-hmm. In Hinduism.
it's
I need to
yeah.
learn
I mean,
more.
yeah. So it also represents Shakti.
Yeah,
Women also wear that.
yeah.
Yeah, bindi, right? And then yeah, also life,
Oh,
life and death.
Yes.
It's like it's a circle.
Uh-huh,
We're always
yeah.
there's always
Life and
rebirth,
death, yeah,
rebirth,
rebirth and,
dying,
yeah.
rebirth,
Oh,
and dying. It's like
until
a never ending.
Nibbana, yeah.
Exactly. It's a never ending cycle.
Yes,
So, yeah,
that is thoughts.
it's
about
my
it. Yeah.
exploration.
Okay, Ravi. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming to my
Thank
studio.
you so much.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's my
thank you.
pleasure too.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Remember, we're all the same. With blood, meat, and minds that feel the flame. Emotion stirring hearts that break. What's the difference we're all trying to make? We laugh, we cry, we dream, we fear. Inside the same whispers echo clear. Why do we judge and why do we fight? When our hearts beat under the same light. We are all the same, through joy and pain. Bound by the blood, the love, the strain. Why should we look through different eyes when beneath the skin we're all intertwined? Sympathy, they say, is what we need to understand hearts in sorrow, to see the bleed. But in truth, we feel the same deep down. Tears fall alike, no need to drown. To drown. We rise, we fall, we reach, we bend. It's the human way to start and end. So why, in the end, do we question who's right? When we're all the same under the moonlight. We are all the same, through joy and pain. Bound by the blood, the love, the strain. endless pity to give. It's knowing we all bleed, we all live. The difference is small, we're all one in the end. Brothers, sisters, on that we depend. We are all the same, through joy and pain, bound by the blood, the love, the strain. Why should we look through different eyes when beneath the skin we're all intertwined?